Dying Light 2 has a lot of layers and things we still know very little about, but in just a week we'll be able to discover it all. So, the topic of today's video is Dying Light 2's gear system and how that all works. It's really changed entirely since the first game, as there wasn't even a gear system back then at all. But now with the sequel taking on more RPG mechanics, this was one of the many things that's come to change. So, like damage levels for weapons, we now have gear armor, which lets you see how good each piece of gear really is. In total, there's 6 pieces of gear you can have on at once, each all having their own rarity, level, and class. And what I mean by class is that each gear piece will have different bonuses depending on the icon you see here, which tells you what class it belongs to, with more detail being shown once you look at each piece individually. So the 4 classes that we get to choose from are Brawler, Ranger, Medic, and Tank. Brawler is a class focused on dealing damage with one-handed weapons, and Tank is basically the same thing but with two-handed weapons. The Ranger class is focused on ranged weapons and stealth, and finally Medic, which is focused on parkour combat and healing. This whole system is very similar to another zombie slasher by Techland, Dead Island. Each of the 4 main characters have their own abilities and benefits depending on who you choose to play with. And here it's very similar, but there's more variety and customization with it all. In Dying Light 2, you can combine all these different gear pieces from all these classes to make your own personal playstyle. And I really do think it's great how they did this. Depending on the level and rarity of the gear piece, you'll have bonuses like plus 4% health regeneration speed for Medic, or ranged weapons cause more damage with a 1.5% increase with the Ranger class. And those are just a few examples. This isn't confirmed, but I do believe you can create gear sets by combining 6 pieces of one of these classes, which might end up creating a huge bonus for that class. It's really a feature in a ton of other games with the same RPG style mechanic, so it's something to expect here as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that some gear pieces have armor, and some don't. So it all really comes down to how you personally want to balance things. The rarity system here is about how it was in Dying Light 1, with gray being common, green being uncommon, blue being rare, and so on. So, that really wraps up all you need to know about the gear system in Dying Light 2, and if you have any more questions, then ask in the comments. There's confirmed to be 500 gear pieces in Dying Light 2, so there's going to be a huge variety to choose from, with outfits expanding across factions, bandits, and whoever you can loot. So, that's about it from me for today. If you enjoy the content, then do me the favor of liking this video, subscribing if you want, and be sure to stop by next time.